Hi, I'm Dino.
And I'm Scott Adsit.
And join me, and sometimes him, as we host 44 nights of Moral Orel.
And 13 premiere never-before-seen episodes.
Oh, and then after that, they're all canceled.
For the whole family.
44 Nights of Orel, starting Monday at 12:15 on Adult Swim.
What are we, Tim and Eric? Hi, it's Dino. My friends here at Adult Swim were kind enough to ask me to set up each of the 43 episodes of canceled Moral Orel, shown in a very special running order, a running order that isn't necessarily the order that they were originally aired in. And we're going to show them right down to the last episode ever. This episode tonight, it's a perfect show to kick off the run because it really illustrates the hypocrisy of some religions, while at the same time introducing Orel's love interest. It has a nice emotional feel to it that will continue in the new episodes, and an important running joke that may or may not come full circle in season 3, which will debut this Thursday after we show a couple more episodes that set the stage for the premiere episode. So please enjoy Moral Orel in the Lord's Prayer, wonderfully written and directed by Scott Adsit, or Adset. Just 2 more episodes till we get to the premiere episode this Thursday, and of course, those 2 episodes will be last season's finale where Clay takes Orel on a hunting trip and they have to deal with each other for quite a bit of time without any other human intervening. These episodes are very important to season 3 in some very interesting ways, I think. Also, you'll notice that Mark Rivers, our music guy, has only one piece of music toward the beginning of the show. It's because I wanted the natural nature sounds to score this particular story. And Mark actually uses animal and insect and other nature sounds in brilliant ways to really heighten the tension of Nature 1 airing tonight and Nature 2 airing tomorrow night, directed by Chris McKay. Enjoy. Hi, it's Dino, and I'm here with Nick Weidenfeld, development guy at Adult Swim, and he picked up Moral Orel, and he helped shape a lot of the show, and co-wrote this episode with me, where we find out if Orel shot his dad or not.
Yeah, and I think sort of as a whole, we put Orel in a really bad position where he could never go back to the way he was.
Yeah, we were really mean to Orel.
And I think that changed the whole trajectory of the show and what you're going to see from now on. Whether or not that was a good idea is really up for you guys to decide. I think it was. Other people think it was not. And those people are the people that canceled the show.
So watch Canceled Moral Orel Nature Part 2 with a lot of great animation by Liz Harvatine. Tonight I'm going to with you. Oh, hi! I'm Dino. This is Nick Weidenfeld, who picked up Moral Orel and also helped shape season 3, the season that
we canceled.
You canceled. Well, you didn't.
I helped shape, and some people at the network.
You didn't even call me to tell me it was canceled.
No,
I hear from that other dick. Yeah.
But this episode, Numb, I love, but certain people in key decision-making places, executives, we could say,
right,
don't like it, or if they do like it, find it incredibly hard to watch.
Right.
Which I guess is up for you guys to decide. So let us know what you think, but it really doesn't matter because it's canceled.
It's canceled. So try and enjoy Numb. Hi, it's Dino, and next to me this time is Scott Adsit.
It's Adsit.
Sorry, I always screw that up. It is Scott, though. Scott directed an earlier episode, not this one. I don't know why I'm bringing that up. This one's called Grounded. You wrote the first draft. This was going to be our big Moral Orel movie.
Yep.
A plot to that, if it ever got made, which would have been great.
Yeah, they decided not to fund a movie once they canceled the show because no one was watching.
Right.
Enjoy.
This episode tonight is our first season 1 episode that I'm showing in this oddly ordered run of Moral Orel. Why? Because there's one little insignificant joke that gets a reprise in tomorrow's episode. So remember that omelet face mask joke, kids. You won't regret it. This was one of the episodes that was held by Standards and Practices because they were worried about some of the content, which I felt was kind of tame. But we made some slight changes, and I don't think it hurt the show at all, and I can't even remember what they were. But it's an episode that introduces Joe, the bad boy of the show, voiced by Jay Johnston. So please enjoy the sight of Orel bashing some adorable little kids in loyalty. Oh, hi. This episode tonight is one of my favorites because not only because I do a voice in it, but it's a real fun, fast ride. It was supposed to be a 2-parter, and then I soon realized that that was a dumb idea, and we made Nature a 2-parter instead. And now this one moves at a breakneck pace, and it's really good as far as I'm concerned. So please enjoy Moral Orel in School Pageant, directed by Jeff Gardner. Whoa, and remember the joke from yesterday's episode. And stay tuned tomorrow for another premiere. It's Dino with Nick again, and what did you think of Innocence? What do you like about that show? That episode?
If you don't prep me at all, then I'm not going to know any of
You
what...
don't remember the title and what it... Innocence is about... Oh, well, actually it's a premiere, so I don't want to say much about it.
Well, there we go.
Enjoy Innocence.
All right. Now, while we're off camera, please tell me what happens when we redo this take. I'll know.
Well, I don't want to say much about it.
Please tell me about it.
No, I'm not going to tell you about it. Watch the show.
All right. Okay, what seriously, what happens?
Hi, it's Dino.
And Scott.
I don't know why people don't like this episode as much as I do.
It's called Repression. And people are just repressing their enjoyment of it.
That could be true, although I doubt it. I think this episode has everything. It's got a principle. It has, I don't know, some extras.
Sex?
Sex? You kids gotta love it. We co-wrote it.
And you get to see where the principal's penis would be.
Oh, right.
In this episode.
Yeah, we made the naked bodies of these things very vague, so...
But if you look, he's got a little nub.
Enjoy! This episode put the final nail in Orel's coffin. It's called Alone, and it sets up a lot of things that we'll see later. But also, you got to remember a few things about this.
About the larger arc going on in the season.
Yeah, you got to remember that Miss Censordow hates that eggs are illegal, and Orel loves that making them illegal.
And you gotta remember that Dino hates making these things and loves talking to you.
Chris McKay co-wrote it and Ethan Merrick directed it. I dare you to like it. Hi, that's Scott Hatsett.
And that's Dino Stamarapoulos.
And this episode's called Courtship, and it's about Dowie, Orel's best friend.
And he has an obsession with his teacher and kind of falls in love.
Yeah.
And then someone falls in love with him.
Yeah. It's kind of a creepy episode, and it has kind of a creepy sexual song by our friend Peter Blood. And also, you do the voice of Dowie.
In a creepy sexual way.
He kind of sounds like this, doesn't he?
No. Did I ruin the magic? Just watch. Hey, it's Dino, and I'm here with, what's your name, little guy?
Mike Lazo.
Mike Lazo, and we're going to talk about my next show that we're going to do. Frankenstein. So there's going to be another show. You don't hate me.
No.
Just because you canceled Moral Orel.
No. We canceled Moral Orel because we were trying to protect Orel.
Right, I was doing horrible things to him.
Right.
You're right. I don't blame him, actually. I don't blame Adult Swim. I hate myself. But I love Mark Rivers, who wrote this episode, and Ross Schumann, who directed it, and Mike Lazo, who canceled it. This episode tonight, it was a hard one to write. It was a mystery. I hate writing mysteries.
We thought it'd be fun.
didn't help.
We thought it'd be fun if he could solve a mystery with his religious logic.
That's right. But we're showing it now because it sets up Joe's dad, who comes up, is featured in an upcoming premiere episode. So that's all I need to say about it. Elemental Orel. What do you want to do? Are you fine? Are you okay? Are you having fun?
I'm having a blast. I think you're sad. I think you're uncomfortable doing this.
Yeah, you're an actor. You're on, Third Rock from the Sun.
Yeah, but that show is it's still in the air. Unlike this.
Hey, it's Dino, and this episode today is the kind of episode you get when you let Jay Johnston write one. Actually, he wrote it with Dave Augusto, and it's a great idea, just a little hard to watch. Orel accidentally stabs a Jewish doctor with a Jesus figurine, and the town won't treat him because they think the Jesus-shaped wound on him is a miracle. I think we went a little too gross with the wound, though, so try to squint when it comes into the shot, and it'll help it make it look less disgusting. We also get to see what Joe's dad does for a living, which will enhance the viewing pleasure of tomorrow's big premiere. But please now enjoy Holy Visage. Hi, it's Dino, and this is Scott. We're best friends. And we're going to talk about another one of our best friends, Orel. And also another good pal we have, David Cromer, who directed this episode.
Yeah, he's a guy we went to college with, and he's now a big-time stage director in New York and Chicago. Big award-winning person who we're honored to have direct for us.
That's right. And this show was kind of hard to direct because it's about...
So honored was he to be asked to direct that he did it by phone.
Didn't show up because he was very busy. But he did what little he did really was great. And
this is his episode.
Yeah.
And it's called Dumb.
Yeah. Hey, it's Dino, and usually on Thursdays I like to do a premiere, but since tomorrow is Halloween, here's the Halloween episode. Orel can't get scared on Halloween because he feels God's love too much. So what can a boy do except make God hate him? I really like the end of this episode because it gets across how sad and pathetic Reverend Putty really is. Played to absolute perfection by William Salyers. Happy Halloween and enjoy Moral Orel in God-fearing. And 2 premieres next week, remember. Hi, Robert Osborne here. Okay, this episode introduces the character of Stephanie, the pierced sex shop worker. I originally wrote this character as a gay man, but thought it seemed a little creepy. Then Carolyn Lawrence, who plays Orel, suggested I make the character a lesbian. Britta Phillips, who plays Orel's mom, plays Stephanie, and she also played the singing voice of Jem from Jem and the Holograms back in the 80s. So how could this episode be bad? Please sit through The Blessed Union featuring my friend Dan Emery's song, Other People's Tongues. Premiere! This is a premiere episode. I'm Dino.
I'm Scott.
And this is a premiere episode.
We co-wrote this.
We co-wrote it. It started out as a episode that Scott wanted to write about his parents, right?
Let's not go too
I have already said too much. We can't get into that. Anyway, co-wrote it, directed by Duke Johnson. It's called Pulp. And it's got some good dancing in it.
Clam Blueberta.
Hello up there, it's Dino. This is the first episode I wrote when I decided to treat the characters as real people. We see them let down their guard a little here, and it's expanded on in the Christmas episode. Specifically, it shows Clay, Orel's father, as a troubled soul, and that information comes in very handy for the new season, and especially tomorrow's premiere. it's Dino and Scott. You beat me to it with another premiere episode. Ooh, wait till you see this one. Chris McKay directed it, and
He sounds sarcastic, but this is a really good episode. And Chris did a great job directing it. He also edits the show and kind of runs the whole place when we're not around.
yeah, which, I mean, we're not there now.
No.
He's working on Robot Chicken now. He directs on that show, too.
Great work on Robot Chicken.
Robot Chicken's great. Hi, it's Dino, and this one's just for fun. This is Scott Adsit.
Hi.
Hi. And this is an episode called Be Fruitful and Multiply, and it's about Stephanie and Reverend Putty, and Reverend Putty is voiced by...
Bill Salyers, great actor, and we knew immediately when we brought him in to read that he was going to be Putty. He's just
Perfect. We auditioned a bunch of people, including myself, and we all sucked, and Bill is perfect. And so enjoy Be Fruitful and Multiply. Can you believe it? It's Dino, and this is another premiere episode, so I won't say much about it, but I will say that my godson, Alex Holly, teared up a little toward the end of this one. There's a great special effect that was ingeniously developed by the director of this episode, Sihanouk Mariona. Another thing I'll say about this episode is that I wrote a song that's sung here years ago for an ex-girlfriend of mine and ended up liking it much longer than I actually liked her.
There's a dirty girl and she whispers to me, close face.
Where is that close face?
I don't know how much she weighs, but she's as big as I can see. Close face, you kinda get close face.
Hey, it's Dino. The writer of tonight's episode, Matt Harowitz, used to be a production assistant on a show I was writing on about the backstage life of a show, much like SNL. Novel idea. Two of the other writers on the show were Scott Adsit and Stephen Colbert. Well, that show was never made, but all those people, including Matt, who used to get us our food, have gone on to much more successful careers than poor old Dino here, stuck at stupid old Adult Swim. Oh well, I did get Matt to write this episode called Geniuses, directed by Ethan Merrick, who directed the earlier premiere Alone that got the show canceled. Hi, I'm Dino, I'm sitting.
I'm Scott, and I am squatting.
Why are you squatting?
Because I am excited because I directed this episode.
Oh, right.
Now.
Scott directed this episode, and...
It's called Sundays, and this is when the show really starts crawling up its own ass. But believe me, it is a complex and beautiful ass to be up inside.
I think you directed the crap out of this episode.
Thank you. There's still a little crap.
A little crap floating around, but we love it. So enjoy this premiere episode entitled Sundays. Dino and Scott, and this is another premiere episode. I think we're finally up to date here. It's post-hunting trip Moral Orel, and this episode actually kind of flows nicely right out of the last one you saw.
All take place in one location, which is kind of new for us, and it's very clay-centric.
There's a couple other locations, but mostly one location.
So,
You should watch the episode along with them.
yeah, but don't deny what I've established. I've already said it's one. This is called Sacrifice.
Hey, it's Dino, and this episode of Moral Orel is from Season 2, and it's going to be very informative to tomorrow's premiere, so please pay attention. And I think it's a fun one. We get to know a little bit about the town's picketing librarian, Frances Clara Censordow. You see her full name on the driver's license in this show, so notice her initials, won't you? Wink, wink. Hi, it's Dino and Scott, and we're here to set up this final premiere episode before the real finale happens in about a month from now.
Yikes. I'd call it Penultimate.
That's a good word, and a big one, that most of our viewers won't even know.
You're high.
You're high. Hi, and bye. Watch this episode. You're going to love it. Okay, it's Dino, and here's an episode from way back in Season 1 that caused a lot of problems. Not only for the network, but also for Scott Adsit, who had a blowout with his sister about this show. I actually don't blame his sister. You don't show a person with devout faith an episode about a boy impregnating women in their sleep when that person hasn't even seen any other episodes. It's not a good first one. But hell, this is Adult Swim. We're all idiots here anyway. So here's that little menacing rascal, Moral Orel, in God's Chef.
Tell me about this episode.
Yes, Nick Weidenfeld, I will tell you about this episode. I, Dino Stamatopoulos, wrote this, and it was the first one we produced, and it's about Orel doing crack. Do you remember it?
I remember it, but I want
He
you
picked
to...
up the episode.
And I remember
He picked up the whole show, and he doesn't remember.
I remember it. I want, for the benefit of the audience, just to tell us a little bit about it. Is there anything we need to know?
No, I mean, we aired it, and they liked it, and it was everyone's favorite episode. I don't need to say anything.
All right.
That's the whole point. You know.
And this seems like a joke.
You're a jerk. Just watch the episode. Hi, it's Dino and Scott, and this episode is called Waste.
And this is about drinking urine.
Oh, come on. It's more than that. It's about selling urine, too.
Mike Lasso, who's the head of Adult Swim, really loved this episode. He loved it so much that during the writing of Season 3...
Yeah, he said, come on, man, give me some more pee, give me some more sperm. That's what the people are looking for. So we didn't, and the show got canceled, but...
we apologize, there is not more sperm and pee in Moral Orel, but...
There is pee in this one.
Get your
so
fill.
Enjoy this one. Hi, it's Dino and Scott, and this is one of our favorite episodes. It's called Love, and it's about Orel's cute little puppy, and it dies at the end. So sorry, but it had to happen because the puppy's supposed to be Jesus. Also, there was a part where the protesters had a sign that said, God hates fats.
Because they're protesting fat people.
Right, and one reviewer was...
offended by that.
Offended. Only because he said that has nothing to do with God and what God
Well, yes,
hates.
God does not hate fat people.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's called heightening, you idiot. Watch the episode. Nick doesn't like this whole...
No, I didn't understand. I just didn't understand.
I sent you an email
I know.
saying that I'm going to set every episode up with other old episodes.
I know, but I didn't understand that we weren't going to run the whole... We weren't going to premiere them all first and then do it this order.
All right, we'll talk about this off camera. This episode's called, I don't even know anymore. What is it? God's Blunders. And it's about the religiously retarded kids. And
I like this episode.
You like this episode?
I do.
Wow. Let's throw a party. And show the episode.
Yeah.
During it. Hi, this is Nick Weidenfeld, and I'm Dino Stamatopoulos. Nick works at Adult Swim, and he's doing a few of these with me because everyone felt like mine were too boring. This episode, Pleasure, do you remember this episode?
Yep, tell me about it.
Mark Rivers wrote it. It's got an S&M theme.
Oh,
to it.
yeah, they go out of... Is this one where they go out of town?
No, that's another Mark Rivers episode. This guy. Have you ever seen the show?
I love it.
Yeah. They don't go out of town, no. They go to another part of town.
I know, yes, he goes to another part of town, he puts glass in his shoes. I think this is also really fun.
Well, don't give it all away. Just watch Pleasure, written by Mark Rivers. Hi, Dino Stamatopoulos, Nick Weidenfeld. We're here again to talk about Moral Orel in Praying. This is the Buddha episode. You liked the...
I really like, there's the sort of the climax, the scene at the end. Has an amazing, really an amazing set piece and amazing animation.
It's more in the middle, yeah, where the set breaks away.
In my mind, it's the climax.
It's the climax, yeah. It goes downhill from there. It was directed by Ross Schumann, who actually is our set designer, so he designed Orel's bedroom breaking away, and it was animated by Sarah Meyer, who's a great animator.
Emmy Award winning.
Yeah, but not for this show, for Robot Chicken, which I wasn't going to mention.
Okay.
Hi, Seth. Let's watch.
Yeah.
Hi, this episode was written by Scott Adsit. Right over here. It starts off with a clown bit that you love, and then it ends with a bit where they're just standing still that I love.
So it's bookended by things we like.
Right. It feels like an earlier episode because I think Scott came up with this during season 1, and in season 2 we got an order for 20 and we didn't have enough ideas. So I was like, get that other idea out and let's just do it. And here it is. That other idea.
Turned out well.
Hi, I'm Dino Samtopoulos. This is Nick Weidenfeld, and we're going to introduce Presents for God, the Moral Orel show.
Right. I'd bet you some money that if you'd set the whole show in Sinville where they go in this episode, then maybe you'd still have a show on the air.
Do you think we could do a spin-off where it's just called Sinville?
I mean, I don't want to make any promises on the air, but I think that it's not a bad idea.
We're not on.
That's such a stupid bit. Okay,
all right,
please watch
sorry.
this.
He just canceled my joke like he canceled my show.
I was not part of canceling that show.
Oh, shut up. Hi, it's Dino and Nick.
What happens in this episode, Dino?
Can I tell you that it was originally called Omnipotence?
It's called Omnipresence.
Yes.
And then my brother called me up and he's like, you know, this show's all about omnipresence.
Wow, I know.
What a story.
This one has
Have you ever
Scott Adsit, a little doll of Scott Adsit falling off a bridge and breaking its neck.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to do any more takes of this. Watch the show. Hi, it's Dino. And Scott, you're behind me, right?
Yes.
Good. This is the first episode that was supposed to have aired, but instead they aired the Christmas episode first. You think that was a good idea?
No, terrible idea. I fought against it. What did you say?
I said, let's just do it. I want this show on the air so I can make a little money. And that's exactly what I did.
He made a little money.
Little money. This one's called The Lord's Greatest Gift, and it's perfect to start with because it's a fun, silly, goofy zombie premise. And this is a very typical Moral Orel. And I like it. Hey, it's Dino and Scott, and tonight's episode, yes, it was season 2, and we ran completely out of money, so we came up with this idea to have Orel animate the movie himself.
Because we see him animating at the end of every episode during the credits, and we thought, let's make an entire episode out of what he's been doing.
That's right, and I thought we were going to animate it, but Scott had to go to New York and do Third Rock from the Sun, and I just got lazy, so we had interns and storyboard artists do all the cheap animation. Chris McKay took it, cut the mess together, and we made Orel's movie premiere for like 30 cents. So enjoy. Now, Scott, it's Scott and Dino. Do you think Clay's gay?
No, I think Clay is looking for affection.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
No, I was going to talk about Stop Frame.
Oh, okay. Well, do you think Stop Frame's gay?
I have a theory about that.
Well, what?
I think that Stop Frame has not slept with Clay yet, and so that's the only reason he's obsessing about him.
I'm cool with that. You thought I was going to disagree with that? No. Watch Satan. We both agree on what these characters are doing. Here's a seasonal favorite, the best Christmas ever.
This is notorious for being the first episode ever aired of Moral Orel when it should have been the last of season 1.
I think it was a great idea.
I think it was a terrible idea, and you know it was a terrible idea.
I know, but I like terrible ideas. That's why it was a great idea. This episode features my daughter Tigger in the role of Shapey,
Orel's brother, and also the great Carolyn Lawrence as Orel himself.
She's great. My comedy writing mentor and friend, Norm Holly, said of this episode, you have to change the ending because you've ruined Christmas. And if that doesn't whet your appetite, I don't know what will.
So ruin your own Christmas right now.
Okay, this is the last rerun we'll play before the series finale, tomorrow.
Scott and Dino.
Oh, hi.
This is one of the most popular episodes we've done among these 6 people who talk about it online.
That's right. And it's also kind of answers, we put it on now because it answers the question of the divorce from yesterday's episode. So it's not really a Christmas episode, but it fits nicely in between these 2 episodes.
So watch this and then watch tomorrow night for the very last episode ever of Moral Orel.
It was that Christmas, several Christmases earlier, one of the last times I saw you, that reflected a time that wasn't much pearlier, but at least back then I didn't hate you. I never wanted to see you die or have your loved ones suffer inside. Never prayed for Santa to send you a plane crash or wished on a star to inflict a brain bash on you. Back then I was true. No, on that Christmas, those 3 little words were whispered by this little sly elf. What you wanted to hear, you know what they were. I hate myself.
So, this is it, the last episode of Moral Orel ever.
It was co-written by David Tuber, who also directed this episode.
So let's
say goodbye to Orel in this episode entitled Honor.
Merry Christmas.